Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to roll call.
Casey Benner,
Here.
Bill Hart,
Here.
Mark Buckeye,
Here.
Whitney Tucker, Tom Hoover.
Here.
We have quorum.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the approval of minutes from our last meeting of April 17th of 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 17th.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the introduction of evidence.
We have the design guidelines, city ordinance, and the staff packet and information. There was a copy on the table, but you also had it sent to you last Wednesday.
Need a motion to
Yes.
accept the evidence?
Yes, sir.
I so move.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the evidence. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to old business.
So we are very close to having a contract with Preservation Resources Incorporated, which is, oh my gosh, I just lost his name. The same gentleman who did the Historic Preservation Workshop 2 years ago for the windows and the siding.
Bob
Bob Yap, yes.
Bob Yap.
So with Bob Yap, he and I spoke today, so we just have to have the contract okayed by our city attorney and SHPO, and it'll be signed and we'll be good to go. The tentative date for this program is September 30th and October 1st. That's a Saturday and Sunday. And it'll be exterior painting of historic wooden structures. September 30th and October 1st. That's tentative, but pretty solid.
Oh, are both of those going to be exterior painting?
It's a 2-day.
It's two, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. The Paul Brune grant application, today was the date, for determining who gets that, but we received no notification, and when I pull the application up on the federal website, it still says received. So no status change there yet. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to do it today. I'm sure you're well aware of that. So as soon as we find something out, if it's in between meetings, I will certainly email you all. That's all I have.
Okay.
Moving on to new business. We will start with SGHC 015-23 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to construct a wood and welded wire fence in the rear yard at 302 Seraphim Street. Would you go to the podium and introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Carolyn Meyer. I want the fence up. It's going to match my neighbor's fence, so it's not going to take away from the look or the feel of our street. I just want to keep my dog safe. I'm disabled and I can't let her in and out without having that fence. And if I have my other surgery, I won't be able to bend over and hook her to the lead all the time. It's going to have a double gated where I could drive a vehicle inside if I need be. So it ain't going to take away. My neighbor's got the same fence. I'm going to put the same thing up, except for his is on flat on top and mine's going to be V'd. That's pretty well about the only difference. It's going to be the top of the fence. His is flat like this, and the other guy suggested I V it, make it look like a TP on top. That way, it's still going to be flat. It's going to be like this. Yeah, the post.
Okay. For one run.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. And
Oh, no, you're fine.
But it's safer for animals and kids, and I got some kids, grandkids, so.
I'm guessing, I drove by there before you came in today, but I'm guessing, and looking at this, so they're 8 foot, it's gonna be 6-foot fence.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
Right.
8-foot posts, but you gotta
Right,
bury
2
it
foot
2
in ground,
foot
right,
in
right.
concrete and, well, gravel and concrete, so.
And the fence is 48 inches, 4 feet tall.
Yeah, well, it'll be almost
No,
6
6
foot.
feet.
6 foot.
6 feet.
Oh,
It'll be
that's
almost 6 foot.
And then, I didn't know it's your neighbor's fence, so your fence is actually gonna be at the top of the posts. So I think the neighbor's fence is actually above the post.
I don't want it above.
Well, no, I was hoping not.
I don't want to know. I want it safe for my kids and my
Right.
animals,
Okay.
you know, I got dogs and cats, so I want it safe for them.
So this is an exception to the ordinance because it's higher than the suggested height of 4 feet. Says a new fence should be similar in character with those seen historically. A
Well-
fence or wall should not exceed 4 feet in height.
Right, and the neighbor's is tall as well.
It's 6 feet.
Yeah, we measured the neighbors and we was going off of it. Like I said, I don't want to clash with the neighborhood, I want it to blend in.
Sure. Are you having a contractor do this for you?
Yes, yeah, I forgot his name, but it's on the paperwork.
Is it Mr. Moore?
Yeah, it's a guy from town,
Chuck
Sorry,
Smith.
Chuck Smith.
yeah.
Do we have any additional questions?
I also drew up like, kind of like a blueprint of what it would look like for my house. It's butting out from the corner of my house. Going back, it's gonna do almost the whole backyard. But I want like a lawnmower width, so my neighbors cannot complain that I'm on their side of the property and that stuff, yeah.
Right. And your double gate's on this side of the house here, correct?
Yes,
Oh. I don't have any questions, Bill.
No problem.
Well,
No, I didn't say a word.
I don't have any other questions.
No. And I want a motion. I'll make a motion to approve it.
To approve it?
Yeah. I mean,
Thank
that's,
you, guys.
like I said, it looks the same as the neighbors. I mean, even though it is taller than,
And how long has the neighbor's fence been there, do we know?
I'd say
they just
approximately
put
a
it
year.
up this
Oh,
year.
so it's been there for...
They bought, it was Roy and Dot Freeman's house and they just bought it and they redone it. So it was just put up.
I have a motion, do I have a second to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll put that in the mail to you tomorrow.
Okay, so I don't need to come down here and get the permit?
Just need the fence permit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll be back down tomorrow morning.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I told Carl, when he's here to watch him report.
Okay, moving on to administrative approvals.
We have two. There's a non-contributing property, 450 Merchant, that had a partial wooden fence just in the backyard that was basically falling over, and the applicant applied to remove it, and I gave him that certificate. And then there was an application for a sign at 600 Market, and I gave him the certificate. It's a freestanding illuminated changeable sign, which there are others throughout the historic district of the same nature. They still have to go through planning and zoning, but they do have their certificate.
Okay. Any public comments? Okay, we can adjourn.
Well done.